What's new in cloud? What's next in cloud? In this series, Next in Cloud, we dive into the latest cloud technology trends and innovations, bringing you conversations with experts in the field. Discover how Accenture, together with Google Cloud, is helping companies accelerate change, unleash talent, and capitalize on data and AI to get to value faster.
Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of a series what we call Next in Cloud, jointly hosted by Accenture and Google. In this first episode, we will talk about living in the multi-cloud world. My name is Sandip Gupta. I am responsible for the Accenture Google Business Group, or AGBG, for Asia, Middle East and Africa. I'm based out of Singapore. With me today, I have Nagarajan Ramachandran, who is a principal architect for Google Asia Pac. Welcome.
Thanks for having me here.
So, in today's session, we will look at how our clients are dealing with multi-cloud and specifically what are some of the challenges, some of the benefits, and around those challenges, what are some of the strategies in order to overcome some of the issues and problems that they may have when they adopt multi-cloud. If you look at the pandemic, what it has done is really created a bunch of uncertainty. And within that, technology has played a key role. Specifically, cloud has become and come to the forefront of how enterprises are dealing with the pandemic using the right set of technologies. Because cloud certainly has given enterprises the capability to have their employees work remotely, engage the customers, and have a different experience for the customers. Also optimize things like their supply chain, and also look at their manufacturing problems. The spurts, the ups and downs, they're able to manage that because of being in the cloud. Now, as they adopt cloud, different functions within different organizations are picking different clouds, and because of which this shift is happening. Now, IDC in another survey looked at companies across Asia Pac and realized 80% of those companies are living in the world of multiple clouds. So, what are your thoughts? What are you seeing out there?
We have seen that enterprises have matured in cloud adoption over the last couple of years. Initially, we saw multi-cloud adoption being about multiple clouds, siloed apps running on each cloud, not really talking to each other. We are now slowly looking at data integration being a focus. Roughly 1/3 of our customers are looking at advanced architectures that give a consistent experience across clouds and truly leverage multi-cloud as a capability. If you look at industries like financial services, there is both a concentration risk and a reputation risk associated with being on one single technology or one provider. In those cases, hybrid multi-cloud is a no-brainer, right? And moving towards multi-cloud is a no-brainer at all for purely regulatory purposes. And then with this rise of ESG awareness, we are also looking at customers looking to move to cloud to reduce their carbon footprint and give preference to those clouds that offer net zero emission today. And from both those contexts, we see that cloud adoption is going towards the pace at which it is going, like you talked about. We are also seeing specific industry scenarios where certain high availability related workloads are running on multiple clouds. Banks, for example, would not want to depend on a particular cloud for all their infrastructure. There is significant reputation loss.
Let's talk about the benefits. As a lot of our clients think of multi-cloud, I think it gives them a lot of flexibility and agility. The flexibility in terms of what workloads they can run in which cloud. Some of the workloads, because they are driven by regulations, have to be on-prem. Some of the workloads that are very customer-facing and need high throughput can be on the public cloud. When you look at the new use cases where machines, retail stores, these are all coming in and they require something closer to those facilities, and that's where the edge comes in. So having this multi-cloud environment really gives different industries, different clients, the agility and the flexibility to drive the right set of outcomes from this multi-cloud environment. For example, we have a large bank in Thailand that had a mobile application and a wallet application that was running on a very monolithic system. As pandemic hit, the government was dispersing funds to the citizens, and this bank was responsible for dispersing those funds. Now, suddenly you had millions of users coming to the website and using the wallet as well as the mobile application. So they had to quickly think about how to pivot from using this monolithic application to be more realistic and deliver the speeds and the outcomes and the transactions per second for that. So they took their data, their transactions, and also some of the front end application into Google Cloud. And not only that, the client also ran a private cloud environment. They also wanted to benefit from that. So they took some of the services that were running on Google Cloud and put some of those services in the private cloud as well. So suddenly you saw the benefits that they could gain because of this multi-cloud environment. So on one side, we have all these benefits, but I'm sure, and I see it every day, there are a lot of challenges a lot of these clients face. What kind of challenges and pitfalls you see when people are adopting multi-cloud?
That's a great question, Sandip. There is no free lunches, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, what is important to understand when you look at multi-cloud adoption is to know that there would be complexity. Increased complexity is the price that you pay for the benefits that you get out of hybrid multi-cloud. What needs to be ensured is that that complexity is reduced to as less as possible. The risks arising out of that complexity is minimized as much as possible, and the operating model changes that this entails is successfully executed during the transformation. Typically, most of our customers run into specific set of challenges. One is data being in silos. So you continue to operate it like you're on multiple clouds, not multi-cloud. So you start having standard operating procedures, delivery teams, skills, tool chains specific to each cloud. So with each incremental cloud adoption, you're looking at a scale out in terms of complexity, which is of many orders of magnitude. What doesn't really get noticed in this whole technology angle is the people angle. It is very difficult in the market to source people that would have multiple skills in terms of different clouds. Of course, you can do a lot of training, but real life production experience only comes with time. So it is important that the adoption pattern make sure that the trade-off between the benefits that you get from multi-cloud are balanced with the risks around them.
Yeah, so those are some great points. I think the one thing I think we come across, and I've seen it, is on one hand we're looking at the flexibility and agility, but I think interoperability is becoming a key area of focus as well. When we look at the cloud continuum, when we look at the multi-cloud, and really interoperability is where what I would call a common cloud fabric, where you can seamlessly operate across different clouds. Your workloads can move from one cloud to the other. And also, as you said, the skills are also interoperable, not just purely the workloads and the compute and the storage. So there is the layer of the infrastructure, there is a platform layer that also has to be interoperable, and also the operating model and also the talent that is associated with this interoperability. So as you look at the cloud continuum, interoperability becomes very, very important. And maybe that's partly a benefit, but partly also as a challenge. Thank you, Nagaraj, for sharing some of the unique things that Google Cloud Platform brings to this multi-cloud world. And I think that was some of the foundational blocks because of which I think our partnership is very unique. And Accenture Google Business Group, or AGBG, in Asia Pac, we started almost 2.5 years back. And I think we've seen great momentum because of our partnership, where Accenture is able to bring our industry expertise, our client relationships, and also our capabilities around cloud. And we are marrying that with the unique cloud platform technologies and innovation that Google is able to bring. And Combining those two together, we're able to bring assets, accelerators that are really driving outcome for our clients in a large scale, especially in a multi-cloud environment. Today, we talked about some of the benefits and some of the challenges associated with multi-cloud. In the next segment, we will talk about some of the strategies that we can use to overcome some of these challenges and realize the benefits that comes from a multi-cloud environment. Thanks for attending this segment. Follow us on LinkedIn and we'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. See you soon.